Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit, and I'm here to ask and answer one simple question. WTF is Really Big Sky? This is a shoot-'em-up by Boss Baddie Games, and it sports a few unique features. One being the idea that you're supposed to die very, very, very quickly. And by very quickly, I mean pop, you're just dead if you get hit by anything. And that ends the game. That's game over. You don't have lives, you're just dead. This might seem a little bit harsh, but there is a reason for it, and I will, of course, explain why. Now, what you might first notice is this game has a lot of lighting effects. Yes, indeed, it does. Also has a library right here, which then tells you to go play the game before you actually use it. I love that. This game actually has an interesting sense of humor. Okay, well, I think we are about ready to get started, so let's get on with it. Let's give it a shot. Now, there are a lot of modes. Lots of modes, as you can see. Most of these are locked, but yes, you've got a lot of different options. Here's the classic Really Big Sky, and I believe there's also a patch coming out very, very soon that gives you a retro mode where everything goes 8-bit. Whatever the case, I think we're going to go with this one. Yes, classic includes enemies, bosses, planets, meteors, dinosaurs, wormholes, and cascades. Sounds good to me. Let's get started, shall we? Now, the controls are actually wrong. It keeps saying press A to join the game. It's actually enter, but hey, whatever. TotalBiscuit. That's good. It's one of these games that doesn't limit you to 8 characters. I always hate that. What? It also keeps, every time we transition a screen, it moves my window. I'm playing it windowed mode, as I usually do, so I can monitor mic levels and things like that. And it keeps moving the window to the center of the screen every time. So I'm now going to have to try and angle my monitor in such a way that this actually makes sense. Oh, hi.
It's a really splendid spaceship, and we're not expecting it back. If you're using an Xbox 360 controller, the left analog stick moves the ship. If you're using the keyboard, then it's just the old WASD setup.
Well, I've definitely heard worse British announcers before. See Anomaly Warzone Earth. Okay, let's fly around a bit. Now, this is an interesting shooter because holding down the left mouse button actually stops you shooting, as opposed to the other way around. It figures that you probably want to be shooting a lot.
Now, use the second analog stick to shoot. Firing is automatic with the mouse. Hold left mouse to deactivate.
Yep, we will be using keyboard and mouse, aside from the Xbox 360 support.
Now here's the big sky bit. Press A or the right mouse just once to flip the drill around.
Well, that is also making my 360 pad... Oh, God, unplug that.
Just for you.
Oh, well, that's adorable, isn't it? Okay. So we have to drill through the planet. We didn't do that very well. Whoops. Okay. Let's have a look at this replay then. We failed hard. There we go. So yes, you actually have a replay mode. That's kind of neat. I believe that is just to replay the level, as far as I can tell.
Good. Now, use the second.
Yes, 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 we don't care about this. We just want to practice the drilling, as you can see.
Superb.
I think we just get ready and hope that we do this properly.
Planets and meteors. Here, I'll summon a little planet just for you. Be ready.
What? It's like, use the drill to get through the planet. Okay. Well, I have no idea why it's doing that. Am I misinterpreting these instructions? Who knows? Now, anyway, that's now crashed the game. Okay, and we're back after it crashing. So let's start again, shall we? Looks like we're going to have to. Try and skip this tutorial bit, I think. Now, I'm hoping this isn't just Fraps related, because if it is, then we're kind of balked. Right. Okay, so I've just skipped past the tutorial entirely, and here's hoping that I can remember what to actually do. It's basically just shoot and spin if there's a planet, so seems to make sense as far as I'm concerned. And, right, as I was saying before, you are actually supposed to die in this game. Because when you die, you get... points. That was a planet. You get points, which you can then spend in the shop to upgrade your ship. So let's go for next, I believe. And hope that it doesn't break again. There's a multimedia fusion error last time. No, it didn't break. That's nice. Okay, here's the shop. And you can upgrade your ship in all sorts of different ways. Alright, that makes sense. Okay, so there we go. Wing cannons. Wideband. Contra. So a lot of stuff. Orbital shields, wing cannons, okay. There's actually a lot of upgrade points you can spend by the looks of it. Put something to wing cannons, I think. Sounds reasonable. Okay, and a radio shield. And we'll increase the engine speed just a little bit. There we go. It's all sorted. Bear in mind, there are no buttons to activate all of this stuff, so I think this is pretty much all going to be happening at once. Okay. What the balls is this? I actually have no idea. I have a feel... Yeah, these seem to be like achievements or something like that, I suppose. Okay. My current rank is noob. That is to be expected. Okay, let's do that one again. And as I say, you can just press the replay button in order to simply get back in and just play that level once again, which I think is probably the most efficient way of doing things by the looks of it.
Get out there and twat 'em.
Let us indeed get out there and twat them. Thank you, good sir. Okay, as you can see, I actually have a wing cannon now that is occasionally shooting in different directions, and I appear to have some kind of shield as well. I don't know how protective that thing really...
Yeah, going round. You tid.
What is it with these planets? What am I doing wrong? I don't know. It's like, if there's a planet, it says to spin, so I press the drill button, and for some inexplicable reason I explode, and I have no idea why that is.
Cowabunga, sir.
I'm sorry, but we definitely don't say cowabunga. Although we might add sir to the end of it, so this is a fairly accurate depiction of what a British announcer should be in this situation. Okay, planet coming up. Or maybe not. So it's a bit randomly generated, actually, so there you go. Okay, we probably didn't want to crash into that, so it's a good job we didn't. Well, this game is very visually impressive, I can tell you that for a fact. Ah! Don't crash into that, it's probably terrible. This is the biggest crosshair in any game I've ever seen. It's kind of terrifying like that. It's a good looking game, though, really good looking. The aesthetic is nice. Always nice to have a good amount of colour. Okay, oh god, it's accelerating me. That's never a good idea. Can we just not take it a nice, leisurely stroll? No. It's not gonna let me do that. Ah! Okay. Also like to commentate on the quality of the music. Both commentate and comment, because it is that good. Sounds brilliant. Really, really great. Good sound. I like it a lot.
Do a barrel roll, no, I'm only joking.
To a barrel roll, seriously. Do I have the firepower to break through this? Probably not. Shall I drill? Engage the drill. What is going on? Why does drill not work? Why is this? I do not understand. All I know is it said click right click to activate the drill, and it keeps making me explode, which seems like a terrible idea. And yes, those are the only buttons. I don't seem to be missing anything per se.
Get going.
Okay. Maybe I should just... I think it's a toggle. That might explain why things are going horribly wrong. It's a toggle. Right. So if you hold it down, you get this spinning attack, which does damage to everything around you, but you've got to toggle it otherwise. Right, well, whatever that was, that just took my shields out, but I think I'm recharging now, so it's not too bad. Right, okay, problem solved. Let's annihilate our way through here. This game seems to have quite a lot of replayability, thanks to the upgrade system. There. Oh, balls, yes, I wasn't paying any attention. That was actually a planet and not just black space. Let's try that one again. I am really bad at really big sky, it would seem. Incredibly bad at it. We can do some upgrades after this and see how it goes. Okay, back in once again. That is drill mode. Right, yes. So that will pass me through whatever. And now I inexplicably have a... What the... Oh, yes, it said something about if you go to drill mode, it charges a cannon or something like that. So you can fire this really big beam. Okay, that makes sense. But of course, drill mode gets you killed if you fly right into enemies. By the sounds of it. I am currently in drill mode because I am paranoid that I'll crash into a planet of some description. Oh, that's a boss. Okay, well, it's a good job I have this big charged laser of doom! Ah! Is that actually a planet or is it a boss? I actually don't know, but it exploded, and I think that's the main thing, isn't it? The shields are currently down, but if you pick up these particles, I think I'm Yes! There we go. I'm drilling through the planet. I don't know what these things are, but hey. Sweet! I finally survived a planet. It took me sodding long enough, didn't it? Clean this stuff out. Right. So if you fly into the white stuff, you also die. That's useful info. Right, I think I should now have a decent amount of points to spend on some upgrades. This is a learning experience, folks. It says on the site that you're supposed to die horribly, so I'm assuming that is actually the case. Okay, so it's wideband, increases the strength of the lasers. That sounds kind of good, doesn't it? Let's get lots of them. Okay, so those upgrades are now really expensive. We'll upgrade the polar shot just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Onward for great justice once again. I am building up my get some kills achievement. That's good. I'm now a troublemaker. How wonderful. Can I actually go to the library now? Will it tell me anything? Ah, it tells me some basic information about certain things, like the enemies, the solid planet. They're solid. Thanks for the info. Gas giants. Gas gates. And whatever the hell that is. That's a lot of stuff. Look at all this. A lot of information. Right. Let's try once again, shall we? I do not believe I've unlocked another mode yet. I suck far too much, so let's try Classic again. This is a fairly solid game thus far. I like the fact that they've put quite a lot of effort into actually generating different modes and different methods of play. And obviously this drill mode is a bit of a gimmick. Also, it seems like the levels are randomly generated to some degree. I think you seem to mostly get the same enemies at this stage. Let's just move our way through this nebulous thing. And hopefully not die horribly. I think the only shoot 'em up I can think of that, well, there's maybe two shoot 'em ups that have brighter colors than this. One would be, needless to say, the one and only Geometry Wars. And the other, well, that would be Beat Hazard, which has been known to blind people. So, I think the aesthetics are nicely understated, but also pretty cool and colorful.
Yeah, going round as with jumps.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't know if I'm supposed to be hitting those things or not. I actually have no idea. Did this build up some of my energy? Oh, I think... Ah, okay, yeah, of course I can hold it down and then unleash it at will. There we go. Annihilation. Getting the hang of it. Ah! It was... I didn't see that coming. Huh. Oh, I get to upload my score and then embarrass myself in front of the entire internet. That's pretty cool. Let's do that. Post on Twitter. It lets me do that. Well, I'm not going to do that on the video because that would involve putting my password in. So, no, Really Big Sky, I don't think we need to do that right now. I'm going to have, I think, one more go at this and then I'll come to a conclusion. Simply because, hey, there is supposedly a co-op mode. By the looks of it, it would seem to be local only, what I can tell. And then, as I've said before, you've got all of these modes that you can unlock. And I don't know if the patch is out yet. I don't think it is, because it said something about an 8-bit mode. That said, it could be hidden. So I have a feeling that the 8-bit mode patch and things like that, the extra stuff hasn't quite come out yet, but it is out very, very soon. One way or the other. Am I supposed to go through these? I don't know. It won't... Ooh, I have a red thing. I have no idea what that is. Unleash the red thing. Now stop shooting. We don't want to waste any more of this cool laser, do we? Ah, boss. There we go.
Blimey, that one let itself go.
Yes, it rather did. Thank you very much. I like the little narration is pretty cool. It's a nice little touch. I don't personally have any problem with it. That's how you find there's a number of British people that actually have a problem with my voice. I think, if anything, what you'll find amongst British people is there are constant arguments about the correct way to actually speak the British accent, even though that doesn't actually exist. I mean, you go from town to town and people sound different within a 5-mile radius, for God's sake. Which is the way that it is. Okay, so these gas things, the white things, I'm fairly sure I'm not supposed to fly through at all. Although I have a feeling that you can maybe fly through those girders. Whatever the case, there you go. We will not upload that score. We will not post that to Twitter. Do not pass go. Do not indeed collect £200. Okay, folks, there you go. That is really Big Sky. If I were to come to a conclusion on it, it's certainly not a bad game for the price, although if you want to get the most out of it, you will have to play quite a lot of it. If it doesn't appeal to you, perhaps, within the first 15 minutes of play, then you're probably going to run into issues there, because the game gets progressively better as you continually upgrade and things like that, which is neat. You know, it really, really is. It's a awesome thing. I like that system. The idea that the game knows for a fact you are going to die horribly, and as a result, it builds a system around that. That is nifty. I actually enjoy a lot of games that have this idea where you have to play them multiple times, like for instance Dead Rising. Huge fan of Dead Rising and Dead Rising 2, which are all built around the idea that completing up the first run is nigh on impossible because you simply will not have the skills. You just won't be able to do that. Whatever the case though, it's a pretty solid title if you like shoot 'em ups. Very colourful, very nicely put together. Lots of secret things like, say, wormholes and dinosaurs and all sorts of nonsense in this game, which is kind of awesome. This game is available for the fairly low price of $8. It's currently available on Impulse and Gamersgate. If I were to recommend where to purchase it from, I would say Gamersgate. Impulse is now currently owned by GameStop and is not a particularly good service, whereas Gamersgate is a simple download and a one-time activation, which I find to be much more palatable than having Impulse, which is quite a clunky client at the moment open. Currently not available on Steam, but of course if it will be, then it'll appear in the up-and-coming releases on Steam for the time being, but otherwise Gamersgate is the place to purchase if you so desire, and the link is in the description below this video. My name has been TotalBiscuit. Now I know how to drill. Feeling a little bit more confident. I might play a bit more of this afterwards. I'll see you next time.